Welcome everyone to the Moon Magic Weekly Tarot channel. If you are returning and you are already a Moon Magic Super Soul, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. It's amazing to be connecting with you today. Thank you so much for being here. Now today we are doing full moon readings because in a few days' time there is a full moon in Libra. However, this is a timeless reading. Most pick a card readings, pick a card readings are timeless. If you're drawn to one, if it pops up in your stream, it's pretty much usually telling you that there is a message in there for you. So beautiful souls, these are timeless, but welcome if you're arriving now at the time of the full moon. I love doing my readings in alignment with the moon. And beautiful souls, I also do a moon energy update every month, so you can really tune in with the lunar energy. We will be doing a collective reading together as well around the new moon, so watch out for that. At whatever time you come to this, I'll be doing a collective reading where I draw cards for the collective and you come and bring your cards and we read together. It's an amazing community event. It's live here on YouTube. Do keep an eye out for it. Do check it out. And anyway, today, let's get back to business. Today, we're doing full moon readings and we're asking, what do you need to release? And what do you need to embrace? Because a full moon is a turning point where things are illuminated. It's also a wonderful time for a point of release if something needs to be let go of that's holding you back. And it also very often is a time when the next steps forward are illuminated for you as well. So it's an amazing time to read the cards. So let me show you the cards. We have pile 1, Angel of Dreams. And this is sitting with the blue calcite. Let me show you this crystal as well. Amazing the way it's picking up the light. And just see the sort of stone edge to it. This is a really, well, they're all pieces of raw crystal. So this is blue calcite. Pile 2, you have Angel of Solitude, card number 29. And this is with the rainbow calcite. This is what the crystal looks like. Again, a piece of raw crystal. So that is pile 2. And pile 3, you have Believe, Angel of Belief. And this is card number 3. And this is sitting with the zebra calcite. You can see why it gets its name. So this is zebra calcite. Okay, so my beautiful souls, these are the 3 cards, the 3 crystals. Now, I'm going to leave the video running for a few moments to give you a little bit of extra time. Then I'm actually going to do an Ask the Universe question. I'm going to sign into my website, check in on, we have a little device in there that's now, it's like throwing a dice basically with lots of different sides, and all the different sides have a different pile or piles on them. And we always every week ask the universe as well which piles are recommended for anyone that just wants to tune in with that rather than, you know, sit with their own intuition. The timestamp for that and the readings is below, and I'll put it in a comment for you as well. So thank you all so much for being here. I'm going to leave the video running for just a few moments longer for anyone that needs that little bit of extra time. If you need even more time, just press the pause button as well. And I will see you in the readings in just a moment. Welcome everyone to the Ask the Universe part of the reading and the video. I'm just going to press find a reading now, and this is a space on my website where you can actually find a reading as well as a pile. We're just going to ask for a pile. Please, universe, could you please reveal the pile? Piles 2 and 3 are being shown for today's readings. So, beautiful souls, I will see you in the readings in just a moment. Pile 1, welcome to your reading. Now I've laid my card out, or your initial card, in a different way, because we're asking today, as it's a full moon reading, what you need to release and what you need to embrace. So we've kind of almost got 2 kind of separate things going on, although we may well draw cards and see how this emerges as well. We might want a sneaky peek into the future. But let's first of all ask what it is that you need to release. Okay, your first card is, gosh, we've got good times, 2424, leisure, rest, holiday, pleasure, love, affection, kindness, happiness. You are worthy of affection, leisure and pleasure. If you tell your family and friends how you feel, you'll find that you're all on the same page and you can work together effectively. Many people are rooting for you. If you spread love, it will find its way back to you multiplied. Okay, it sounds to me as though it may be that you are meant to release something within you that is kind of almost keeping you working in a particular way or operating in a way where you're not, basically where your life isn't balanced. And of course, this is, at the time of doing this reading, the energy anyway, is a full moon in Libra, asking for balance, calling for love. You are strongly worthy. Now, actually, I think we're just going to, I'm going to put those to one side. I think we'll just focus on what you need to release first, actually. May we kindly ask, what is it that pile 1 need to release, and any guidance and advice about it? Mercury retrograde, reinvention. Okay, this is ever so helpful, actually. I think with the retrograde energy here, you literally are being asked to review and evaluate and look back at what works for you and what doesn't. I mean, the energy and it's very interesting, of course, what's coming through. It's a lovely message. When we enter a Mercury retrograde period, sometimes it can be monumentally exasperating. I always think, because things go wrong, we get delays, we get hiccups, we get roadworks, technology goes wrong. It's out there, isn't it? Back everything up, be prepared. But the purpose of Mercury in retrograde, in its higher purpose, aside from getting us to review and to reflect, because stuff can come back up from the past, but it's also to slow us down. It's to remind us that a human life is to be lived. We live in a very goal-driven world where we're always pushing from A to B. As soon as we finish, sometimes, and this may well apply to you, as soon as you finish, you move on to the next dream, you move on to the next goal, always moving on, but not stopping, slowing down, taking time out, smelling the roses. Now, blue calcite rather. It's a very gentle energy. It's really, really calming. I often recommend people use it if they are struggling with anxiety. It's really, really brings us into a place of stillness. I think the Mercury retrograde energy is asking you to slow down. Slow down, smell the roses, take time out to play, take a holiday. Make sure you have time to be loved, to be happy. I'm not saying you don't enjoy what you do, your work, but there's something about really slowing down and appreciating everything. And somehow I think you'll come back replenished. I do feel this is what we are being shown in terms of what you're being asked to release, to let go of the need to always be driving forwards. Let's see what else we are being shown here. Is there anything else to be shown about letting go? The Hermit. Okay. Look, we've got the card of interference, 8 of Swords, and then the Princess of Swords. And these are really, really interesting cards. The Princess of Swords is an energy where she cuts to the chase. She doesn't mess around. Let me move that calcite up there, and I think we can then move these cards across like this. Yeah, that's better. We can sort of see things a bit more clearly. She cuts to the chase. She gets to it. I wonder with the interference with the 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords tends to suggest that you can progress, but it's like something gets in the way, or we block ourselves. We feel like we can't. I think you might find, I'm just picking up on this message, for some of you, it may be that you feel as though the way is blocked. You may be feeling like you can't proceed, and you may be trying to push through something with the Princess of Swords, cutting through something. But I think your reading is saying, actually, if you slow down and take some time out and unwind and play and chill out, I think that may be more productive than you trying to push forwards. It's like there's a sense of trying to really push for something here, or push through something. And I think this is what you're being asked to release. Release the idea or the energy that says you have to really force something through. I think if you want your dreams, for your dreams to emerge, just get still. Enter the dream time rather than trying to push for something to happen. I think that's what you're needing to release. That's what I feel we're being shown. Let's check in on maybe what you're being asked to embrace. May we kindly ask, what are my pile ones being asked to embrace? 2112, it's up to you. Someone watching over you, good fortune, unforeseen forces and direction. This is very interesting. Look at this. Even if it seems like you're not making any meaningful progress, excuse me, I did a little burp there, my apologies. Things are moving in the right direction. If you see this number, it's a sign that everything will work out in your favour and your dreams will come true soon. Okay, that is actually beautiful. So there's something very fortuitous about the timing, or I almost feel this is talking to you about the energy that's around you right now. Whenever you have come to this reading, whether it's immediately now, or whether it's immediately as I'm uploading it, or it's in 6 months or 2 weeks or 2 years, when this reading finds you, I think you're possibly feeling as though you're not making the progress that you desire. Don't worry about this. Instead of trying to push forwards, feeling as though you're being blocked and trying to, break through, it's almost asking you to do the opposite. It's like almost literally, instead of trying to push through, take time out. Go for a walk in nature, chill out, phone a friend, go hang out with friends, family, your partner. This is really, it is of course up to you. You can keep pushing and pushing, but I almost feel as though this your reading is actually saying, look, if you embrace time out, this is going to come anyway. It will work out. There's something here you don't have to force. Saturn return age. What a lovely card to get as well. So what do you need to embrace? With Saturn return age, Saturn is a great teacher. And sometimes the life lessons can be a little bit hard. That's, I'm sure any astrologer will tell you that. But at the same time, there's something about, with the Saturn return, it's like we come of age. I think that a dream or something you're trying to achieve, it will come of age at the right time, and it will be better, and you will come back almost replenished with greater wisdom, with greater energy, by taking time out. Taking time away, taking a break, taking a holiday, keeping your life in balance. What is it? It's really interesting that this reading is literally balancing out the what you need to release alongside the what you need to embrace. I'm fascinated to see how the readings do pan out today. Let's see, I'm seeing this one and this one and that one. What do we have here? You have completion. Okay, so this is the Four of Wands. You have the card of Art, which is an incredibly creative energy. Unbelievably creative. And then you have Nine of Wands, the card of Strength. Okay. I think if you take time away, it's like stop and smell the roses. Look at what you have achieved so far. And that's a real Mercury retrograde reflection. Look at what you've achieved. Look back and look at how far you've come along the road to your dreams. Just look at what you have achieved and how far you've come. Release the need to push through and give yourself absolute permission to embrace some time out and some reflection, some stillness, also entering into the dream time. You may actually find that creatively ideas just come to you. I'm sure many of you, indeed probably all of you, are fundamentally creative people. And I know for myself, I consider myself a creative, and actually I know for myself when I'm still and I'm relaxed, that's when ideas flow. And when I'm stressed or trying to make something happen, in many ways, although I can achieve things, the quality of what I achieve is nothing like as amazing as the stuff that I can do. If I'm writing or doing or designing something or creating something, even like my course tutorials, when I'm in the right space, what's needed, the material, it just flows. It absolutely flows. It's as if it's really channeling through. Of course, it's up to you. But good fortune, unforeseen forces, directions, if you're able to release the need to push forwards, I think the information that you need to move forwards to a point of actually full completion, to complete a project, to get to the end goal, whatever that is, whether it's in the short-term future or the longer-term future, I think everything you need to know will channel through and come to you. That's what I feel I'm being shown here. The hurdles will cease to be hurdles. You'll get to the end goal. Let's see how, assuming that you release the need to push, and embrace a more almost like a more dreamlike way of working or way of being. What might emerge? Let's draw cards to get a sneaky peek into the future. I feel all these are coming through, and this one, and this one, and this one. Okay, you have the Hanged Man. How are we going to get these? Is that going to work? Yeah, we have the Hanged Man. You have the card of Power. This is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. You have the Queen of Wands. You have the Knight of Cups. You have the Four of Cups. Now, I think we might need to move these cards along a bit further. Let me see if I can get everything in. Okay. Okay, the reason this is so amazing is because, my beautiful souls, the card of Power in this deck, it's not about power over others. It's about having the ability to really build something. It's a card that says if you really set your intent to do something, you can make this happen. So it's almost as though it's your intent that will make it happen, rather than a physical push. With the Hanged Man, I think this is a card of surrender. Surrender to the divine and trust you're going to be shown. You can build this. Interesting, actually, the card of Power sometimes as well can indicate, very interesting, actually, if any of you are under pressure from somebody else to achieve, because this can indicate the need to stand solid in your boundaries, and it can indicate someone trying to push over your boundaries. If you've got a very pushy boss, for example, this might be telling you to sort of really stand your ground here. Not to work over, not to stay, to feel pressured to stay and do overtime every night, when you're not even being paid or something like that, or it's not helpful to your home or your family life. You have another four here, which is the Four of Cups. This is a card of luxury, which is an overflow. You'll be overflowing with love. You have the Knight of Cups as well. You will be overflowing with love, with joy. Things are going to move forwards very, very steadily if you are in the right time and in the right space. The Queen of Wands is unbelievably transformational. In many ways, she's able to shape-shift energy through pure creativity. The Knight of Cups brings emotional fluency, joy. It's like falling in love with what you're doing, whatever this may be, whatever you're trying to move forwards, whether it's a project, just your own life, something in your own life, your own growth, a relationship, whatever it is. We have the Prince of Discs, which would suggest this is the page of discs, that whatever seeds you sow, they're going to grow steadily, solidly. You have the Star, and then you have Sorrow. Very interesting, the Three of Swords. But I think this is a card that kind of almost indicates that there needs to be it's kind of about bringing your world back into balance. I will double check on that, because it's not surprising to have that card when we've got this incredible flow. This incredible flow of energy and of information here. I feel I want to check out that, but it might just be indicating almost that if you're fearful, I mean, ultimately the Three of Swords, even though it's a card you could say of sorrow, it suggests that something comes to an end and you can move forwards and move beyond it. So let's check out and just find out what that is meaning here, popping up here, because everything here is looking stunningly amazing. It could just be sort of saying, look, that you might regret if you were to push forwards now and not really take the time to do this for the love of it, to enjoy your life in every way. It may be indicating that you might end up, because we could end up losing something. You do hear of these kind of scenarios where somebody is a workaholic and eventually, sort of family go on holiday on their own because they're so fed up waiting for you to come and join them or to be available. It could be something like that. Let's just check in. Can we ask about the Three of Swords? What is this showing us? Maybe kindly ask, what is the Three of Swords indicating? Is it the indication that there could be a regret later? Okay. You have the Emperor, which is very much about taking charge of things. It's a card of leadership. You've got the card of pleasure. You then have the Eight of Pentacles, prudence, which is all about nurture. And then you have the Six of Swords, science. I think this is confirming exactly that. It's kind of, I think it's the Emperor. It's saying take charge. Life needs to be nurtured. You need to stop and smell the roses, nurture the garden, nurture the things you love, nurture the things you enjoy. If we are very logical and we follow the logical route, the logic says we should go from A to B as quickly as possible. I think that could lead to kind of almost heartbreak. This is really acknowledging that taking time out to nurture all aspects of your life in a really balanced way. Look at almost all the geometry in this card. If you nurture your life in a balanced way, I think then really the love is going to flow, and I think everything will then succeed. Progress will come. Everything will work in your favour and your dreams will come true. I think this is your reading, pile one. Wow. It's fascinating how this is balanced. Beautiful souls, if this is resonating with you, do give me the thumbs up, and thank you so much for being here. It's a real honour and a privilege to read for you, and I'm truly honoured to be connected with all of you. Tons and tons and tons of love. Pile 2, welcome to your reading. Now we are asking what you need to release and what you need to embrace. So I have positioned your first card in a slightly different place to my sort of the usual way I lay out your cards. We have Angel of Solitude and the Rainbow Calcite. And I'm going to, first of all, I think, ask for cards on this side. It's almost like two little readings. Ask for cards on this side. What do you need to release? Maybe kindly ask for my pile 2s. What do they need to release? 2002. Longing. Technology. The void. Ambition. genius, forward thinking, stress and depression. You have more control over your life than you realise. Learn and execute what interests you. Turn things around. It gets better with time. There are plenty of friends to make. So chill out, have fun and open up. Go outside. Okay, Angel of Solitude as well we have here. I wonder, ambition. You have more control than you realise. Turn things around. I wonder if some of you are feeling quite isolated. Maybe feeling as though you're a bit on your own. You know, there are plenty of friends to make. Chill out, have fun. Yeah, I wonder if there's a sense of isolation or a sense of... And you're being asked to sort of, I think, let go of the perception that something, almost like maybe that it won't happen for you, or somehow you'll always be a square peg in a round hole, or you won't find the right people or the right friend or the right partner or whatever it might be. South Node, life's debts. Now that's really interesting. Now the South Node is very much about the karma that we brought. It's the sort of karmic stuff that we brought with us. It's the stuff that we also then choose to work through. Very interesting, the letting go and releasing, and then the need to embrace, because this is the stuff that we let go of, that we come here to work through and process. So we change that sort of karmic pathway. Okay, so there could be something here that connects to a past life that you've brought with you. Maybe I'm actually seeing this one. I was going to say maybe we get more guidance, but I'm seeing those. Let's look initially. You have defeat. You have truce. And you have sorrow. Okay, so this is the Five of Swords. Look at that, the 5, 4, 3. We're going backwards. 5, 4, 3, All of Swords. I think this might, especially with the Void, I think this may actually connect to some past life stuff that you've brought with you. And you may still be carrying it, life's debts. I think you're still, I think there may, no, my apologies, I'm getting all tongue-tied. Right, start again, Jennifer, brain engaged with mouth. I wonder if you have, now this is what I was about to say in my impossibly garbled or immensely garbled way, was that I think this is about not having a defeatist attitude, but this does go back, I think, either in this lifetime or in a past life, or even both. I think there has been something that has knocked you back, and it's almost as though it stayed with you. Something knocked you back, whatever that will be for you. It could be more than one scenario, it could be more than one situation, but it is as if you're still carrying something of that, and actually it's holding you back. It's stopping you from moving forwards. It could be keeping you in quite an isolated way or an isolated place. I think you're being asked to let go of this. In whatever it is, it's like you're carrying some kind of baggage, and I think you're being asked to let go of it. Let's see what you're meant to embrace. 2, 2, 2, 2. Feminine forces, relationships, balance, prosperity, efficiency, patience, humility. You can do everything by yourself, but life is to be shared. This is the same. Partner up with the right spirit and you'll become a force. This is finding your tribe, finding your people. Honour, commitment and people around. Don't judge, listen. This is really saying if you release this anxiety or fear that the right people aren't there for you, or you'll always be a square peg in a round hole, when you release it, you'll draw into your life the right people. You're being asked to embrace opportunities of connection, I think, with people. This is what I feel I'm being shown. Obviously, you have a choice. No reading will ever tell you what to do. But this is about putting down that sense of isolation or a belief around it. and feeling as though you can't find the right people or you won't find the right people. Saturn return, age. How interesting. This came out in pile 1. Okay. Now, a Saturn return, I think it has a very different meaning in your reading, actually. A Saturn return is a really significant point where Saturn has, Saturn was where Saturn was when you were born. And on your birth chart, it's done a complete full circle. So it's this absolute massive turning point where we shift and move to a new chapter in life, particularly within the 3D world, within our kind of, on our human earth walk. I think this is about joining forces with people. It's letting go of a belief that you will never find the right people to connect with. Letting go of a feeling that people won't listen to you or won't value you or whatever that might be, or that, relationships will break down, or it does feel people orientated. Now that could be love for some of you, and intimacy, but it could just be relationships generally. Look at that, 3 cards just coming out just like that for you. You have the Princess of Swords. Now she really cuts, excuse my language, but she cuts through the crap. Yeah, cut through the illusion. Whatever you feel, we've got the 8 of Swords, whatever you feel is blocking you, whatever thoughts you're having that are interfering with your belief in having connections, relationships, finding the right tribe of people, you're being asked to cut through that illusion. Embrace what is coming. Look at the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is romance. If we look at him as being non-gender specific, this is someone who is coming in to romance you, to love you, to connect with you. And whether this is indicating a specific human being in an intimate partnership, or it is talking about a tribe of people that you can connect with who will love you. Let me move these along a little bit so we've got a bit of room. I honestly think it's been fascinating. Very different reading in pile 1, but what's coming through is almost as though as we release something, the release and the embracing are sort of 2 sides of the same coin. It's like, this is what you need to remove in order to have this and embrace this. I'm loving these readings. This is super, super gorgeous. Okay, so we have this really, really decisive kind of energy. Cut through the crap. Of course you deserve to be in a 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. You do. Let go of let go of any thinking patterns, beliefs that are stopping you from believing that love will come to you. And whether this is, as I said, family, even if you were born into a family where you didn't feel you fitted very well, this would be about finding almost like a spiritual family or a community family where you do. This is really about embracing the fact that you can be connected with, loved, and you can really belong. And this is a whole new phase, a new chapter of your life that is literally waiting to emerge. And it is the opposite of solitude. It's coming out of solitude. So let us see whether any more information comes through, or even how this might pan out. May we kindly ask for further guidance to assist pile 2. So you have the 10 of Wands, the card of oppression. Look, we have Saturn showing up here. Okay. We then have the Queen of Cups. I'm seeing this one, this one, this one, this, and this. You have the Queen of Cups. Do you know, the 10 of Wands is traditionally a card where the energy kind of acknowledges a sense of oppression. Whatever I think either in a past life or even in this life, I think you did grow up in quite an oppressive environment. If anything, for some of you, do you know, it might not have been okay for you to be you. To openly be you. You may have grown up in a world where you were overburdened by responsibilities that should never have been yours to carry. It's time to let that go, not to bring this into a future relationship or future friendships or groups. You then have the Empress. So Queen of Cups and the Empress. I think some of you really weren't nurtured, but you can now nurture yourself. Gosh, you can. You've got incredible cards coming through. You have the Princess of Wands. This is a phenomenal card of transformation. And the Knight of Swords, like the Princess, very powerful energy of moving forwards, of moving on. You know, really, with determination, you're sort of being asked to really, with great determination. We have the Ten of Cups. How gorgeous. We have the Devil. And we have the card of power, the Four of Pentacles. With great, you are being asked to really, really, with great determination, commit to cutting the cords of the past, to really know that you have the right and entitlement to be loved, to be with the right people. For some of you with the power card, the Four of Pentacles, in this deck, I mean, it does acknowledge that we can achieve something if we really, you know, if we're really prepared to work at it. But it also speaks of boundaries. You know, sometimes this card can indicate that somebody is stepping over your boundaries. You know, maybe you're being walked over. If you grew up in an oppressive environment where you didn't feel you could be you, or even in a past life, you actually couldn't be. You know, maybe you were born into a life of service in a past life, and you really, really didn't, in that day and age, have an opportunity to have any kind of independence or any right to choose what was right for you. Perhaps you were put in an environment where there were really limited choices. For some of you, that oppression could even in a previous life have been something like slavery, where there was not the choice for you to be you. There's something around this sort of letting go now of any kind of belief that says you can't find the right person or the right people. It's almost as though we then retreat into isolation sometimes to protect ourselves, because it feels as though relationships might be damaging. And you're being asked to push through this. It's like it's a glass ceiling that is no longer relevant to you. I think this is absolutely, really genuinely exciting. This is a really exciting turning point for you. This is what's to be released, and of course the full moon is the perfect time, especially the full moon in Libra. No wonder we're getting such balanced, sides of what you let go and what you embrace. Is there anything else, like maybe a sneaky peek into the future, a card that would indicate the final, not the final destination, but, the energy of the outcome? Can we ask for anything else to be shown? We have 3 cards here. You have the Prince of Swords, which is all about cutting cords. Okay, really, really important to cut cords. You have the card of the 8 of Cups, Indolence, and then you have the card of the Aeon, which is the Judgment card it's like the Awakening, really, in a traditional deck. I think this is really saying it really is time to cut cords, especially with the Devil here as well. This is really inviting you to liberate yourself from any kind of melancholy around, longing. This is what we have here, longing. Or let go of the longing and really know that you can have. This is like an awakening time when you embrace the reality of this, which is that people are going to come marching into your world, the right people at the right time. If you can release any clinging energy that says you have to, be what other people want you to be rather than you. You have to fit with other people's expectations, or, the only way to be yourself is to live in isolation, or, any of these kinds of residues of history that might be staying with you, that those kind of inner beliefs will be unique to each of you. I think this is your reading, and it feels as though this is like the judgment day. It's the moment of awakening where you can let go of something. If anyone is stepping over your boundaries, you can say no. I truly feel as though this is a time when relationships come into balance. So if you're in an existing relationship where history is playing out, it's time to hold your ground, cut to the chase, and if necessary, certainly cut cords with any belief system that says you have to be compliant to someone else if they are, or that you can't be you. This is very much about finding the right people, and knowing that if you cut cords to people who don't support you, the ones that will be arriving. This is embracing this energy and this shift through the removal of that internal belief system from history, whether it's this life or a previous one. Pile 2, this is your reading. I feel very honoured to be connected with you. This is really big soul growth kind of stuff. Super Souls, I'm sending you the biggest hug ever. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to make sure that you never ever miss a reading. And thank you just so much for tuning in and being here and supporting the channel. Tons of love to you, Pile 2. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. Oh, your first card has come out. Okay, now let me therefore just, if this is the first reading you've come to, if some of you may have watched one of the others first, but we're doing kind of almost like two sides to this reading. What you need to release and what you need to embrace. So your first card, what you need to release, 1212, persistence, shift, enthusiasm, gratitude, contentment, new experiences. Oh, happy days. An ample opportunity related to your life's purpose is just around the corner. Take immediate action once it pops up. Of course, a lovely partnership or an epic romance is also in the cards. Okay. I wonder if this is about letting go of procrastination, or letting go of any resistance to, literally any resistance to embracing an opportunity. It's kind of like the universe can open doors for you, but you've got to walk through them. Manifestation is not just about sitting back and the universe delivering something, though that can happen. But if a door is opened, you've got to walk through it. And this is about believe, angel of belief. It could also be for some of you with persistence that you are in a place where you feel you have been waiting almost endlessly for something and it hasn't arrived. And you may literally be in that zone of, do you know what? Is it ever going to happen? Patience is my middle name. Every reading I watch says patience, 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 and it just hasn't happened. Do you know what? Where is it? Kind of thing. And it's almost as though if you are in that space of a lack of belief, that you might miss that doorway. I don't know. Let's check in. It does seem as though something is coming your way. So I think it may be about if you're losing if you're losing patience, perhaps that's what you're needing to let go of. You have Mercury retrograde reinvention. Now, obviously, we know with Mercury retrograde energy that it can feel like everything is going backwards. Things slow down as fast as you attempt to move forwards. It can sometimes, honestly, the energy can feel a bit like you're wading through treacle. And I think we can begin to sort of question whether anything is ever going to emerge or happen. So I think this is about, with the believe card, I think what you're needing to let go of or needing to release is a lack of belief. But I think it is, or an inability to keep going, it's like to get to the finish line, really, somehow. Let's check out what else we are being shown here. You have abundance. Well, Ah, okay. You also have the Queen of Discs. And let me move that crystal up there a little bit. And then you have the Ace of Swords. Okay. Yeah. If you have a look at the imagery in this card, can you see that, aside from the fact that I always find it quite fascinating that she's sitting on a giant pineapple, but she's looking back over a desert. And this is a card with the Queen of Discs that really acknowledges that you have been through like an arid time. You've been through a time of where the desert ran dry, as it were. You know, it's like coming through the desert. And it's very hard then to believe that something really, really can, almost like that you could be on solid ground, or that something can be real, or that it's worth persevering with something. But these cards are suggesting that perseverance is worth it. Even if it feels as though things are going backwards, it's really worth continuing. And what I think you're needing to release here is any kind of belief system within you that says everything is going backwards, and I'm not going to be able to find a way through this, or it won't move forwards, or it's almost, because I think there is something to persevere with. I think there's something to keep going with in your world. And that's what I feel I'm being shown here. We'll draw more cards about what you're needing to embrace, actually. But I think there is something here that's worthy of persevering with. And it's almost as though something in you is at a point where you're really questioning whether it's worthy of persevering or not. And I think it's about letting go of that belief that it might not be. You have 1919 cycles. Karma. Warning, judgment, influence, power, cycles, changes, rebirth. Karma will be paying you a visit. Isn't this interesting? Release the need to control because you cannot force things. Learn your lessons so they don't repeat in the future. Make some space for new experiences. Okay. I do think you are meant to persevere with something and not fall back into a pattern. I think that's also what we're being shown here, that maybe there is an autopilot pattern that actually sends you backwards. And it's a bit like proceeding with something and then trying to prescribe how it's going to be. A bit like when we fall in love, you know, and if we have any insecurities in relationships, it would be like falling in love and then trying to imagine exactly, trying to work out how it's going to unfold, rather than just diving into the experience for the joy of it. You know, trusting, believing that this will, if it's meant to be and it's right, it will emerge. So this is about making space for, this is letting go of the need to control something and allowing it to unfold, embracing the unfolding, the natural process of evolution. Yeah, things aren't black and white. That's what's coming through from the beautiful zebra calcite. You also have South Node, life's debts. So this is, I think, again, connecting us to the fact that there's an autopilot pattern going on here. And obviously, the South Node, I say obviously, if you're not into astrology, this will not be obvious, actually. So my apologies. But the South Node, what I was going to say was that karmically we can change things. The point of power is always in the now. So even if we are finding ourselves repeating a pattern or on autopilot, the very fact that we notice it means that we can change it. In my therapy work, if I put my therapy hat on, I worked for a long time in a full-time practice as an accredited counsellor. I used to work with people to do with noticing, because the first step to empowerment, to changing an autopilot response, is to notice that is to notice it, be aware of it. And step one is that it's like after the event, we become aware that that's what we're doing. It's like, oh wow, there's a repeating pattern here. Now, step two in that evolutionary process of growth is that instead of noticing it after the event, or let's say the first step is even noticing it at all. The second step is noticing after it's happened. It's like, oh, I did it again. So then after the event, you notice it. So you've become aware of it, step one. Step two, after the event, you can see that you've done it again. And the key is not to criticize yourself for that. You know, karma's paying you a visit. Release the need to control. You can't force this, but notice it. Be kind to yourself. And then the next step is that the more we become aware of it, we suddenly notice we're doing it. It's like, oh, I'm doing it again. So that's the point when you can stop and say, whoa, actually I can change this because I'm noticing it now. And the last sort of final step in that evolutionary process is that we actually notice ahead of time that a button is pressed or we could be drawn into something. And it's like, oh, wow, do you know, I could sort of see that I could act in that autopilot way. I don't need to do that. So we don't even find ourselves drawn into it. We become aware of it before it even happens. And to be fair, there's probably a final step, which is that you have a totally different autopilot response because you have practiced and done this so many times that you just don't respond in the same way anymore. You have a new autopilot response that is healthy and works for you. So there's sort of something going on here. Persevere. Don't give up if you feel that something is repeating. You know, the purpose of something repeating is to bring it to your attention because you can do something with it. It's not to sort of make you feel as though you are stuck in an ever-evolving cycle. The purpose of it is to embrace the learning and actually make those changes, create that point of power in the now through your awareness. I hope this is making some sense to you, my beautiful pile threes. Let's check in on any other cards that are coming through around this part of your reading. We have the Devil, which is all about liberation and cutting cords. Cutting the cords that bind us. But it's very much about choosing to cut the cords that we ourselves are keeping in place unnecessarily, the stuff that no longer serves us. You then have the Knight of Cups, which is a lovely forward motion energy. And also, because it's the cups, this is all about matters of the heart. Be kind to yourself. Don't give yourself a hard time if you find you're suddenly repeating a pattern. Just acknowledge it. Acknowledge your learning. Give yourself a serious pat on the back for the fact that you are noticing it and seeing it. And you're working on this and you're persevering with this. And give yourself the thumbs up and sit down and think about doing it differently. What else are we being shown here for you? My lovely pile threes. Oh, look at that. You've got the star. Renewed hope. Renewed optimism. Do you know, I think you will be surprised how quickly, if we think of that process of through awareness, noticing and then acting upon it, that whole process, I think you will be surprised how quickly you find you are aligned with hope, with a belief in the future. Persevere with removing these patterns, and I think you'll be very, very, very delightfully surprised. I think that's gorgeous. Pile three, let's ask how this might pan out. Let's get a sneaky peek as to where this is going. You have the Ten of Pentacles. Well, what a gorgeous card. This is the card of wealth. I mean, this is a bit like the lot. It's kind of like a lottery win almost. You know, the lottery win of pure happiness and joy and blissfulness. How interesting. You've got the Nine of Swords. Okay. The card of cruelty. I'll talk to you about that in a moment. You then have the Two of Pentacles, the card of change. You then have the Prince of Discs. You then have the Disappointment. Ah, this is interesting. And you then have the Priestess. How beautiful. Okay, let me talk you through these cards. I think these cards are validating the process as you come through this. And what they're trying to, I think, with the card of disappointment, is trying to acknowledge is that if we're shifting a pattern like this, we don't necessarily move from one. It's not like stepping out of one room and straight into the other. There is a process, like that process of becoming aware of something. It's also acknowledging here that when you change, there may be people around you who still, I don't know, expect you to have those sort of belief systems. Basically, there's a process to go through. Now, we're seeing a beautiful outcome with the Ten of Pentacles. So we've got a really beautiful outcome guided by spirit with the priestess here. I think what's going to happen is, for some of you, this will apply to some but not all. For some of you, I think you genuinely do maybe have a really, really raging inner critic. I have a library. It's the A to Z of emotional health. It's a totally free resource, and I'm hugely grateful to everyone here who is in my Moon Magic members area here on YouTube and on Patreon, because it's your extra donations that actually mean that my library is free for anyone to use it. It's basically an emotional and psychological resource. It is full of audios and videos that are there to help you to become aware of emotions, thinking patterns, this kind of stuff. It's a sort of a legacy from my profession, from my counselling profession. And there's quite a lot of teaching videos around confidence and self-esteem and working through having a really, really big raging inner critic. So do check it out if this is relevant to you. The card of cruelty can mean that somebody is being cruel to you. But more often than not, it's about the cruelty that sits within you. It's a residue from someone being cruel to you, but where somebody has been really, really critical of you, and you then in turn develop a really big inner critic. It's almost like you get in there first, so that if you expect to be criticised, you put yourself down first, which is sort of less of a sting than waiting for somebody else to do it. Sometimes, literally, people have not just an inner critic, it's almost like they have an inner bully. And for example, in that process I was describing, where you notice, let's say you've become aware of a pattern, and then you notice it and you're like, oh, I did it again. And instead of thinking, oh, I've done it again, but hey, I've noticed, I'm aware of it, you're like, oh, I did it again, I'm so stupid, I'm this, I'm that, da-da-da-da-da, and you put yourself down. And this is quite a difficult, it's almost like you've got one pattern going on, and then you've got a second pattern, which is the one of inner criticism, whereby you sort of almost have to be perfect all the time, and that's not real. We learn from our mistakes. It's a place where we grow. The only issue I think that I ever have if people make mistakes is if they become aware of them and there's no desire to put it right, even though they can see it. I mean, that just feels like a real, a bit of an evolutionary standstill. And I certainly, if I become aware of that in myself, I think I would need to be sort of firm with myself about it. But this is really about moving through and beyond something here. Balance is needed. Slow, steady, solid progress. The Prince of Discs is the Page of Pentacles in a traditional deck. The promise of being able to do this is there. This is how we work at these things. If you have a very, very strong inner critic, then basically, don't criticise yourself for criticising. If you notice your inner critic, how can I say that? If you notice that your inner critic is active, don't criticise yourself for being self-critical, because you're sort of building it. Be nice to yourself and notice it and say, oh, okay, that's happening again. Hello, my old friend. I'm afraid, your messages don't work for me anymore. But, but thank you for being there. Sometimes those things do protect us. We get in there first. If you grew up in an environment where people were cruel to you, you put yourself down first. Because you don't, it's part of the defence. But, at this point, it's past its sell-by date. And it's time to move on from it. So don't criticise yourself for being critical of yourself. Be kind to yourself. Thank your inner critic for the protection it's offered you. But also say, do you know what? It's time you were happily retired. It's time to move on. Life just isn't that black and white, and it's so full of possibility. So this is, I think, the message. Don't feel disappointed if you feel that You know, somehow you notice that something isn't immediately coming. I think you are needing to persevere with something. And whether it's the inner thinking patterns or the manifestation of what you desire, this is going to come through. You've got the process. There's divine timing around here. May we kindly have any further confirmation here for my pile threes, please. No, that feels too many. We have a confirmation for my pile threes of, you know, perhaps the outcome of this. Okay, peace. Oh, look at that. You have the Two of Swords, which in this deck is described as peace. This is peace of mind. The swords are all about the mind. This is peace of mind. I suspect that you are somebody who gives yourself quite a hard time. Truly. I get it. I've worked with these things both for myself, within myself, but also with, I've literally walked, gosh, my private practice spanned many, many, many years, probably nearly 30 years, which is sort of showing my age, but truly I've walked alongside literally thousands of people. And I've seen that we can overcome these things. Pile three, and this is peace of mind. No longer giving yourself a hard time, freeing yourself up, not responding to disappointment by feeling like it's your fault, all of these kind of inner thinking patterns. Beautiful souls, this is evolutionary growth, and you are being asked to literally persevere, because I think good things are coming to you, and it's time to be putting this stuff down. Otherwise, if we are constantly criticizing ourselves, we are in a loop where we are repeating patterns that are unhelpful. Pile three, I hope this is making some sense to you. It's a very specific kind of reading. Beautiful souls, I'm sending you the biggest hug ever. Tons and tons and tons of love. And I look forward to seeing you again for some other readings really, really soon.